before I put the first flush system back together, the filter needs super cleaning. So the only water I have is in this little cooler right now, saved from rain catchment. And I'm gonna just take a paper towel and see if I can get all this crap off of the filter. Hopefully. I think what I really need is a toothbrush. I may have to go to the Dollar Tree, make a wish list, buy just a cheapo toothbrush, and use that strictly for cleaning the filter out in this beast here. It's not cleaning very well at all. I don't know if I can. It almost needs like high pressure hose or a pump put on here so I can blast all this crap out of here. I can get some of the stuff, but really not a lot. You can hear the air as it gets sucked in. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need a something to blast through all that grit, because this just isn't cutting it. So anyway, let's move on then. We'll move on and over to the first flush setup right here, and I'm going to turn the light on extra down here for us so you can really see what's going on. Hopefully no crazy shadows and stuff. So, and then I got a vacuum, and then I can put the composting toilet back under here. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'll probably move this light. Alright, so I got the ball here, I got the filter, I got the gasket, and we're going to use that, and that should help act as another overflow for this setup. Now I got to take all these rags back home because they need to be washed. They stink. Alright, so you guys can see that hopefully okay. I'm going to pull this tube down. May have a little bit of water in there. Not sure completely. But I'm going to loosen this guy off. And we're going to see I drilled out crappily the rubber. I had to do it quickly and put it this way. Quickly and in a hurry because of the... So in comparison, this one was a bypass that kind of just let the water rip. As you can see there, this one will slow it down so I can catch some, but also it's not slow enough to, you know, have issues here. We think, we hope. And then what you do is, this goes in here. So before I do that though, I gotta put the ball in, and to do that I gotta take this part and disconnect it. Oh yeah, she's nasty. I'm not gonna bother cleaning it right now because what the hell, right? Make sure we're on, not cross-threaded. gotta be really careful not to cross thread this. That's better. That's much better. So it's best to put the ball in there first, because when you do the filter, it basically pushes the ball up, and then you put your terminal piece in that has the new washer. Crank everything in nice and tight, and then we plug back in, and that's it. Now this looks pinched, but it actually flows right outside fairly quickly, so don't panic, anybody. Now, one thing I do have to do, guys, is vacuum. I gotta vacuum all this mess up down here. I'll probably end up moving the fans out for now. I'll hit get the Dyson going, vacuum up, recharge the Dyson, then I'll put the composting toilet back, and we should be good to go after that. If I have to use the bypass again, I will. So this is still good, and this washer is still fine. But since we're getting so much water now that we tilted the tiny house up, I had to eliminate this smaller hole because it's so small that it's letting too much water in, and so we kind of upgraded back to the original where it wasn't letting too much in. And now with the new overflows, we may be okay. If not, I can put this thing back in. I won't get as much water, but I definitely won't flood either, because that's quite the gap that the water pours out of. But we'll see. This next storm will tell the tale, guys, because it's supposed to be a doozy. And like I say, that was a freak storm. The weather people, it's a pop-up storm, so the weather people can't predict anything, let alone climate change. And then I won't get into that again. Yeah, it's ridiculous, guys. So I'm gonna do some cleaning. We'll get everything put back together. Now I just gotta wait for everything to cure and dry, which is good, thank God. And then what I think I'm gonna do, at my parents' place, we have 2 blue garbage bins. One has a lid, I believe. The other does not, which sucks. I am going to take possibly 1 or 2 of the containers, garbage containers. Now, if they have holes in it, I can't use them, and that would be bad. So that'll force me to go buy new cheapo containers, and I may do that anyway, something with a locking lid, because one of the containers I want to use in the shower to catch excess water, rain overflow. And then once my filter system catches up, I simply just pump that water up into the filters and go from there. Now I got to shelter the pump with a heavy mesh filter, particle filter, so that's something to think about as well. And then the other container I want to use for wood storage. Since my container is full of wood right now under the fireplace, the wood stove, the Cubic Mini, I will be loading this new garbage container up, new or used depending on how things work, and it will stay. I gotta clean it out though. I believe the black one that's at my parents' house is perfect. It has a lid. It doesn't have holes in it because there's water and scum sitting in the bottom of it. Nasty. So what I need to do is go get that stuff, clean them out, right? And let them dry, and then I will use them for one for the wood storage in the tiny house and one for excess rain catchment. And if I can fill a garbage tub full of water, holy crap, that's a ton of water. And if it overflows in the shower, that's fine. There's a drain in there. It's just gonna go out back to the outdoors. And then that way I'm definitely not wasting too much water whatsoever. My issue is my filters are too damn slow, and if I were to pour directly the first flush into these totes, then my pump would get plugged up because all the crap in there. So no, I gotta filter the water. It's the way it is, guys. You want to filter your water, you want to treat it. Bleach is good, but it doesn't get rid of particles. You gotta have a particle filter, and I have multiple particle filters, and it's slow as molasses. So hard to believe, but at least it's doing its thing. And then I added some more bleach to the water supply down here, the water storage, because that red algae scared me. I didn't want a infestation growing out in there. So yeah, and then I tossed the tube that was infested right out of the tiny house, because that's probably not good stuff to breathe. It's either red algae or mold. I don't know. Could be the same family. I'm no expert on that. But I know it was blocking stuff up and making a mess. So not good. So other than that, guys, we're good to go now. Like I said, I got to get to work here cleaning, and then I'll be back to you.